Oh my God, we're live. We're live there as well. And for this one, what do we have to do? Dun, 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 dun. What's this one? Should I do this one?
No.
No. Okay.
You go live. Just click in and go live. I literally don't know how to do it.
Okay, well, we'll do this one. How's that? No, we'll just
You can't upload to it. Just like that. No, you can't. It's like that. Excellent.
Dun, 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 dun. Go.
Don't worry about it.
Well, where's the oh goodness. And 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. Hello, welcome to the FIFA Ramble. This is number 46.
Number 46.
46 of these, eh?
40.
46. So we're going to go a bit Joe Rogan now, and we're just going to shout out to our sponsors.
Yeah.
Shout out to sponsors, which are it's Big Move Independent Coffee Shop in Cardiff is what we're
Big
bragging.
Moose Coffee.
Big Moose Coffee Co.
Seriously, if you're in Cardiff or the surrounding areas, go check out Big Moose Coffee. They're an amazing company. They're not for profit. It's the aim of the coffee shop is to help homeless people in the local area get onto the employment ladder, to give them a job. They've recently been registered as a charity. They do some amazing work, and away from that, they're also one of the kindest, sweetest, loveliest companies that we've ever had the pleasure of speaking to. They serve damn good coffee and damn good food, which we can both attest to.
If you're in the Cardiff area, pop in to have a coffee, say hello, just have a look. It's lovely in there.
It is lovely. It is worth checking out. We're truly grateful for them to have them on board the Ramble train.
So that's the first thing before we just get into our Ramble. The second thing is we get a lot of contact on Anchor, as well as on iTunes, and we just want to for people to just get in contact with us. Like, give it a go on Anchor. It's just a quick voicemail. It's easy to do. So just give it a go. If you're listening to this, anything we're talking about, just chip in. We don't mind.
Send us a voice message if you're listening on Anchor, and we will include it in future podcasts. We will respond to your questions. Any and all comments are welcome. We will also, if you're not listening on Anchor and you're listening on other platforms or watching on other platforms, then hit us up on Twitter at the FIFA Ramble.
Yeah, just give it a go. Because
what have you got to lose?
When you do, even if it's like we want opinions, because the stuff we chat about, we just want to know like what people think, really. So yeah, that's that.
That is that.
Done. Right, we got tons of stuff to talk about this week. In the process of everyone getting themselves together, getting the teams together ahead of the start of the season, which is in how many weeks? 2 weeks?
Yeah, not long at all. 2 weeks time.
Yeah.
2 and a bit. Yeah, so it's coming now. League football is back, isn't it? Really.
There's a hell of a lot of movement, especially with clubs like Real Madrid, like Barcelona, like Chelsea, especially. There's going to be huge moves across the board, as well as obviously across the rest. But we've been keeping a keen eye on what the hell's going on at Chelsea predominantly.
There's an awful lot going on at Chelsea at the minute. There's a lot of rumours circulating. The first thing that will not go away is the Thibaut Courtois and Eden Hazard rumours to Real. Do you think? I think right. If I had to put a percentage on it, I would say 75% certain Courtois leaves and joins Real, and I'm 50-50 on Hazard at the minute.
It's higher, man. Like Courtois has just been biding his time. That's the move that he wants.
Yeah, the Courtois one is definitely more likely because of his previous comments about wanting to move back to Madrid in particular.
Yeah, you can just tell.
Something is happening there.
If you didn't know, Courtois used to play for Atletico Madrid. Back in the day, it was like 5 years ago, something ridiculous like that. Proved his worth there, proved that he was an absolute quality goalkeeper, and then made a move to Chelsea where his record is phenomenal, and he's proven himself as a world-class goalkeeper who can be relied upon. Now, I think you can tell in the things that he said, in the body language, is like this same. You saw it in De Gea as well, when there was a whole De Gea.
Yeah, De Gea was the one, but it looks like he's now pretty much settled. I think they've given up the ghost there.
And again, I'd be totally gutted if I was Keylor Navas. You actually can't do any more than
Keylor Navas. Look, let's not forget that Keylor Navas is the reason that they got to the final in the first place. He made some crucial saves against Bayern, and previously to that, he made some. If you watch it back, Real won comfortably, but that first leg against Juventus, Navas kept him in it.
Yeah. So I think he that Courtois deal is pretty much done, apart from just like some details,
dotting the I's, crossing the T's.
Yeah, and I think Real need a marquee signing, and Hazard is one of the few.
Holding off with this Courtois thing until they sign a goalkeeper themselves.
I think that's what is they're just biding their time over.
Kasper Schmeichel is being rumoured.
I could see that. Kasper's good enough.
Be interesting to see if he could, him making the move up to, apologies Leicester fans, but of the club.
Well, now you have to consider they are, yeah. But I think the whole transition period of a new manager coming to Chelsea will change that whole demographic. And that is exciting. Jorginho signing really come through at the right time, I think, and saved some blushes spared, because you see it widely documented that Chelsea are losing like 3 key players. And they could do. Yeah. They could do. However, it is Chelsea. They've got a really deep search of high-quality youngsters, as well as a networking system, which is outrageous, and they'll definitely fill that. Mix that with Seri.
Yeah.
Yeah, his brand new style of attacking play.
So that's the thing.
Phenomenal.
It's going to be a different kettle of fish at Chelsea this season. Like Sarri is.
I think it's really exciting.
Sarri is definitely more attacking than Conte, which you would imagine.
Still beef with Napoli. That's so interesting to see.
Yeah, well, he's not very happy with Napoli.
I don't think Napoli are happy with him either.
Napoli aren't very happy with him.
No one's happy.
No one's happy in this situation. Someone else who doesn't seem very happy at Chelsea at the minute is Willian. If the rumours are to be believed, Barca are very, very...
I think he's going to go as well. And I don't think that...
No, I think Willian will go. What's interesting, though, with Sarri coming in, it actually bodes... You'd imagine that Chelsea will be a far better hunting ground for Hazard and Willian than it was previously. Yeah. But they both seem to have reached the point where they want to move on. And you can't blame either of them. And if you're 30-year-old Willian and Barca are coming in
for 53 million.
50-something million.
Yeah. Do it. Take that deal.
If you're Willian, you have to make that move.
Because
you have to make
he's really come into his own, just quietly under the radar the last 3 seasons, I think. No, he hasn't always had the limelight, is he? And he hasn't been played fully, completely. And he's got game. I like him.
And especially he's a dream. He's just had a World Cup tournament where he was largely ignored by Brazil because they were too busy passing it to the left.
Yeah.
But that's another thing with Barca is that there's still rumours going around that they want N'Golo Kante, that they've highlighted him.
I thought you were going to go on the attacking, outrageous attacking movements that they've got in front if they get Higuain in as well. Kante is a huge one. What would you even value Kante at?
I personally, if I would put him at close to 100 million.
He's World Cup winner, back to
Close to 100
back
million.
season Premiership winner.
N'Golo Kante is one of the very few players in
I
world
love
football
him as a player.
who can do the job of two players.
I really appreciate him and his working mentality to work.
He's superb,
and he just does it in an N'Golo Kante way. He's a little dream.
And I would like to see Kante play with Jorginho. I would not like to see Jorginho be the replacement of Kante.
I can't wait to see Jorginho play.
Yeah, he's going to be superb.
To have a player come in and say, "No one's seen my style of play yet. I want to put it on the Premier League."
He's superb. He's going to be influential, and I just think that Chelsea. I can't imagine a summer where Chelsea would even consider letting Courtois, Hazard, Willian, and Kante leave. But today
they've got the depth to do that.
The thing, but that's four huge players leaving. That's just not 4 players leaving. That's 4 huge personalities ingrained in the side.
Giroud's handsomeness either.
Yeah, I mean the thing with Kante as well that needs to be mentioned is today Kylian Mbappe has been interviewed, or the comments have come out today. I'm not sure when the interview happened, but he's come out today and said that PSG want him to come. They want him to come to Paris, and Mbappe's been telling him all World Cup to come and join him. Like, come on, come and join us. Yeah. But yeah, as you mentioned, Giroud, there's rumours that he's joining.
The Martial thing never goes away either.
Atletico.
If Martial's available, he is one of those players which has, if you can unlock that potential, like Memphis to pay potential.
Yeah, it's unlocking
that. He's got the caliber to do so. Yeah. And I think he would actually fit in at
the Chelsea. Martial rumours are in.
Totally fit in at Chelsea.
The Higuain rumour will not go away. Bringing him in, Giroud, it looks like Atletico. There's the only thing that I have with the Higuain situation is why are they looking at a striker?
If you've heard the Stats Bomb podcast, which we highly recommend,
Stats Bomb.
Stats Bomb, you have just nailed it. Listen to the last Stats Bomb, and you'll understand exactly what Chelsea have up front.
They've got 4 strikers who play in 4 different ways, and
no one else has got that. I've never seen that in a squad before.
No, they've got up front, they've got World Cup winner Olivier Giroud, technically World Cup 3rd place, finalist as it were, 3rd place winner, if you want to call it a winner. They got a medal, Michy Batshuayi. They've got Tammy Abraham, who's very, very good. And Morata, the forgotten Morata, who we personally think is quality.
He's got the highest caliber you could want in a footballing CV.
But yeah, so
you just need to make him work.
Exactly.
That's it.
He had one season.
Off his first season, you can't do that. It's the same telling me Kondogbia?
Mm-hmm.
Like he's a crap player. He's not. He's going to be great.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's got. There's a lot of astute players in that Chelsea team. So
yeah, all you need to do.
I'm saying even if they lose 4, like they will get quality back in.
They could.
Hazard is huge though, and I think Real need a marquee signing.
Yeah, Hazard is. But let us know what you think. Who's leaving? Who's staying? Will Chelsea let them all leave? So on and so on and so forth. Who knows what is going to happen?
Who knows? It's all speculation. It's all speculation.
It's all speculation. That's what the transfer window is about. Talking about the transfer window, next point of topic is the progression since the last transfer window podcast that we did last Wednesday.
There's a lot.
There's actually a lot that's happened. We did our last one last Wednesday. We're now, as if you're listening to this on replay, it's now Monday, and there's a lot that's happened. So much so that it's 8 o'clock on Monday evening, because anything could happen by the time we finish this podcast, to be honest. The big one that's happened since we last podcasted was Alisson leaving Roma and joining Liverpool. Good signing, do you think?
I feel so bad for Karius, and Karius does not deserve this. Right. Karius, we support you here. You are a great goalkeeper. No matter what everyone says, no matter what social media says, Karius, we absolutely support you and back you up, bro, because you are a fantastic goalkeeper.
He's a great goalkeeper.
Guess what goalkeeping's about most times? Obviously, most about consistency. young goalkeepers, you know what they need? They need confidence and room to grow. You got to understand this. And the abuse that he's getting, ha ha ha, he dropped the client, ha 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 ha. It's not good. It's just not good for any player, especially goalkeepers at that stage. For Christ's sake, how much more does he need to do to he will iron those little errors out, but everyone getting on his case is really unfair. So I'm starting a little supportive group for Karius
supporters
and young goalkeepers, because they don't get a second chance usually, and one error seems to wreck a career of a goalkeeper. Taibbi, Enkelman, like it is just so destructive on the whole. So Karius, please support him wherever he's going to go next, because like obviously Liverpool fans. Let me hear you, Liverpool fans. If you're so against Karius and you hold it against him, it's one of those things. There's resentment because the final.
Yeah,
like
we get
we
that.
saw.
Look,
we saw Hugo
that.
Lloris do the same thing in the World Cup final. Good goalkeepers do actually make mistakes, and if you don't think that's the case, then like give us an opinion. But like we're humans.
We are. Look,
everyone.
And the thing is, with
mistakes.
goalkeepers, it's massively exaggerated when you're a goalkeeper, because if you're a centre forward and you miss a chance, chances are you're going to get about 5 or 6 more. If you're in a decent side, you're going to get more chances that game. If you're not, you're just fine. You just missed a few chances. You'll get it again next game.
So,
but with a goalkeeper, they make a mistake and the team's 1-0 down.
Yeah.
But no goalkeeper's infallible. Look, everyone says about David De Gea being the best
goalkeepers out there right now.
Yeah, there is. I just think De Gea is gloves above him. But
I was interested.
Look at this Portugal game and look at the errors that De Gea made. Everyone makes them. Throw our own little rumour. Can I add one to the mix?
Can I just add a little bit of silence here? Because if you've got a Karius opinion, now's the time to do your first ever anchor voice.
Now's the time.
So now we're giving you this. We'll stop our flow just after the beep. Ready? Beep. I just said you drinking tea.
Yeah, no, they're back.
Yeah.
I was drinking
so just do that if you or anything we've actually discussed today, because we're keen to listen to you. You listen to our ramble, so we'll listen to a bit of yours.
Can I throw a rumour out there now then?
Tell me about the feedback. Yeah, tell me the rumour.
Maybe Karius to Roma to replace Alisson.
Well, is that just off the top of your noggin?
Yeah, that's just off the top. Basically,
just skimmed.
That's off the top, but also it basically is a link, if I'm being honest, to the next topic that I wanted to discuss, which is Roma's transfer window activity.
Oh, Roma's transfer activity. Now they got some goods in the bank to go.
They've done it. They've signed.
They buy smart.
Right. They signed Justin Kluivert very early on in the window. They signed Javier Pastore. They let Raja Nainggolan go. So basically, Nainggolan covered the Pastore and they had money left over. Yeah. So Nainggolan leaves, Pastore comes in.
Smart.
They have money left over. They bring in Justin Kluivert for basically nothing, because he wanted to leave Ajax and he wanted to leave them. He wanted to leave them very, very, very soon. Yeah. He didn't like it there anymore. They also brought in Cristante, which he's a very, very capable young centre midfielder who's very highly thought of on the continent. He's very good.
On the continent.
Yeah.
And another good podcast.
Yeah. And today they've brought in Malcolm from Bordeaux.
Malcolm's good.
Now, Malcolm and Justin Kluivert are two people who have been rumoured to be signing for many, many a club, almost like Thomas Lemar, in that they were rumoured for a very, very, very long time. And
also as well
to lots of different players, to lots of different clubs, and Roma have swooped in on both of them. They've got Kluivert and they've got Malcolm, and they've also got Al Sharawi still at the club. They've also still got Perotti. They've got Cengiz. They've got Cengiz Under, who's one of my favourite players to watch. He had a breakout season last year for Roma, or breakout end to the season. He's really young. He's really talented. Cengiz Under is definitely one to watch. He's superb. He's brilliant.
How you spelling it?
Under. As it's under.
Under.
Yeah, opposite of over. He's not Cengiz over.
Okay.
But he's superb player. He's a brilliant player.
Superb.
And yeah, they're also rumoured with Olsen, the Swedish number 1. We had a very good World Cup.
Did have a solid World
He
Cup.
had a very solid World Cup, but that's the rumour of the player that they want to bring in, a goalkeeper. I just thought that Roma in particular, because we've bigged up Liverpool,
Roma's,
wanted to say Roma
it's just
as well.
smart,
Roma deserves.
It's just a smarter way of doing it in Italy. They really look after the pennies.
They do. The
Like,
Italian clubs are.
Like they're on it in terms of what they get in and what they get out.
Yeah, the only exception to that rule this year has been Cristiano Ronaldo.
But that's a very smart move overall.
Oh, it's a smart move overall.
Juve's brand, and they can push that brand even further with an iconic legend of the game.
It's different to how they would usually go about business because, let's not forget, they let Paul Pogba leave because he was being offered something like 12 million euros a year to join Man United. Mm-hmm. Along those it was about 12, 13 million a year. And they said, oh, we can't because of the wage structure and the budget that we have here. We can't afford 30. Well, they're paying Ronaldo 30 million euro a year after tax, which makes him the highest paid player at Juve 3 times over. The second highest is Gonzalo Higuain, and he's on about 9.5 million a year.
Yeah, as well as
30 after tax.
And I think Juve do very smart signings like Emre Can.
Mm-hmm.
Like they've got that.
Oh, it feels like I'm saying it every week, but they signed Barzagli for less than 500,000.
You are saying
every week because I still can't.
You can't process it
for it's years, and now it is literally years, and my brain still can't handle that. They signed Barzagli for less than 500,000. That's ridiculous, unbelievable.
Should we get back in the Premier?
Let's have a look. Well, let's go through some. Do you want to get?
Okay, we'll just go through some of the highlights.
Let's have a look at some done deals, shall we? Just to through them. My favourite has been Rabiot Mohammed. That's my favourite transfer. No, different in Sydney. Rabiot Mohammed was on a career break, but now he's decided to join Anzi. I just like that because in the format that we have,
gap year.
It says from and to, and then transfer fee. This is on transfermarkt.com, which is a great website. And yeah, from career break to Anzi, which is decent. James McLean has joined Stoke from West Brom. Ryan Kent, the Liverpool youngster, has gone to join the Stevie G Revolution.
Go on, get in there, Rangers.
Yeah, he's gone up to Rangers.
That's a doomed ship, but you crack on.
Yeah, I mean, they've signed about 15,000 players this summer.
Not for me, that.
Obviously going to work, that. Jeremy Boga, who's very young, well thought of.
Sassuolo.
Yeah, Chelsea player has left them and joined Sassuolo. To be honest, Danny Ward has left Liverpool to join Leicester because Danny Ward was like, I ain't being the.
I'm sorry, mate. I'm drifting off here. Is there anything good? Any good transfers?
Gerson.
Like, you make me yawn. There's nothing there, mate. There's nothing there.
We peaked at Alisson, to be honest.
Can I move this forward a little bit?
Can I say Gerson to Rome? Gerson from Roma to Fiorentina is a very good signing. He's only on loan, but that's a damn good signing.
Can I pep it up?
Let's move back to the Premier League, shall we?
Can I go Richarlison?
Yeah, let's do Richarlison.
Okay.
Is Richarlison worth 50 million?
The whole thing of the price of any player is irrelevant because it's like anything in this world. Someone says how much, and someone makes up a price for it based on this, that, and the other. It's not an actual like if I was to buy you as a human, it would be weird.
It would be weird.
I
think it would be illegal.
Like what am I supposed to do? Like see the skills that you can break that down over time, and that's basically what a job is, isn't it?
Yes.
So when it comes to anything, any trade of any commodity, a price is irrelevant because, say, Richarlison is a great player. He's got lots of potential, but he's very young.
He's very young.
And they keep him on 3 to 5 year contract at Everton. Hey, makes sense. Makes sense to do. If that's your price, to do that over that amount of time, and he is young and what he can offer, then so be it.
What I would say is that what people have been suggesting and using is, again, stats with saying Wayne Rooney outscored Richarlison last season, which is a fact, and Calvert-Lewin got more assists last season than Richarlison, which again is a fact. However, The one thing I would say Richarlison had last season, which he will have this season if he joins Everton, is Silva.
And Silva
obviously knows the player that he's getting. He's worked with him before. He's got the best out of him before.
Yeah.
And we live in a world where Richarlison's transfer fee is not that much higher than Gylfi Sigurdsson, yet there's about a 7-year difference in age, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's good business.
And it's not old school football anymore. We can't be wowed by the amount that a price is.
No.
Like this is the reality. That is what the price is.
That's
Someone
just
said
how it is, yeah.
how much, and that the other party's gone, well, it'll cost this much. And then, okay, supply and demand.
Yeah.
Is there anyone else better? No. Is there anyone with that much? No. Okay, will it fit my system? Yeah. Do I know he'll fit in? Yes. Okay, well, that makes sense then.
Yeah.
Warnock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you want to be Warnock? No, I'll be Warnock.
Yeah, okay.
Right. You're like representing Matt Phillips.
Yeah.
Yeah. This we'll do a run
This
through
is
now.
dramatic reenactment.
Okay. Ring, ring.
Hello?
How much for Matt Phillips?
15 mil.
That's not for me, that. End call.
Apparently that's what happened. Neil Warnock said in a press conference that Cardiff City inquired about Matty Phillips from West Brom, and he said, they said 15 mil. I said, not for me. And hung up. That
should be how business should be done.
Not for me.
That kills all the rumours, that. There we are.
Not
right
for me,
I think
lads.
that's blooming brilliant, that.
Not for me.
It's not for you. It's not for you.
No, it's not for me.
I'd take Matt Phillips 15 million though, wouldn't you?
Probably.
But
Probably.
what's Warnock thinking?
The only thing, yeah, because Matt Phillips, 15 mil, I think he's 30.
Yeah.
He's probably getting on, and look, maybe Warnock's thinking he's a decent player, but he wasn't decent enough to stop West Brom.
Need some pep, need some vim.
I genuinely think there's a whole host of younger, better, more interesting
and that
signings
is exactly
that
you've just zoned into the Warnockian way of thinking there.
Yeah.
Do you want to go into Wolves?
Yeah, let's do Wolves.
So smack into Wolves.
Wolves, who are a big favourite of over here at the FIFA Ramble
for their renegade ways of doing a new style of business, which goes under the requirements of fair play and a moral obligation.
Mendes is struck
Mendes.
again.
Mendes is
struck
hit.
again.
Mendes hit gold. He's starting something which the football world has never ever seen.
Super agent Jorge Mendes.
The connections that he's made and created and crafted with Wolves last season and this season. Well, it's taken a few seasons to bed in, but he's pulled another corker, hasn't he?
Well, into what he's basically done, we've said about it before, but what Jorge Mendes does is he's got a ridiculous client base of footballers who are
it's just silly who's on his books.
Yeah, young, talented players, and what he's done is say, well, join Wolves.
Yeah.
He said, don't go to Real Madrid, don't go to Inter Milan, AC Milan and all of these.
Just come to Wolverhampton.
Yeah, don't sit on their bench.
Have a lovely time. Have a lovely orange kit.
Yeah, come to Wolves, play first team football, improve by playing week in, week out. You'll get paid a lot of money.
You'll love it there.
They got promoted, which is the whole point of what he was getting at. You come in.
Yeah.
Come in, we'll get you promoted. They have. They're now playing Premier League football. We're talking about, players like Diogo Jota.
Who else? Go on, just say his name.
Neves. My favourites.
Ruben Neves. You have to say it 3 times.
Ruben Neves is one of my favourite players of God knows how long. I love him. I think he's superb. He's brilliant. He's going to be great in the Premier League. But what he's now done is he's rumoured to be bringing in another one of his clients, which is João Martino from Monaco.
Well, I'll be damned.
Yeah, he seems to be bringing it in. Another Portuguese player.
If you're unaware of Martino,
to the Premier League,
please be aware of Martino because he's been on the radar of every top player
for a number of years as well.
He's been one of those players' names which has been thrown around for the top 2 of football in the Premier League for probably 5 to 7 years.
Yeah,
since he's still pretty young.
Yeah, I think he's late 20s,
Late 20s.
maybe 30,
Since
max 30.
Since he's 22, he's been round and round and round, and now it just seems.
And now he's coming to the Premier League.
The Mendes way. There's a number of factors here. No one can gauge the actual cost and price of any Portuguese player because, it's
George
just
Mendes is controlling the market.
It's just weird. So, the Mendes way. He's just put his stamp and just did things his way, and he's got some they're basically the biggest deals that have ever been made in football, in the football world, in the modern era. He is revolutionized the way things are done, and this is above and beyond a super agent.
And genuinely, what he's done, not exaggerating this, he's made Wolves genuine. I would say outside candidates for Europa League.
They will.
I
go
think
above and beyond. They will stay
you
up.
have to say they will 100% stay up. I think you have to say they need to challenge for mid-table because they've got players like Rui Patricio, Diogo Jota, Ruben Neves, Caballero, Bontani. They've got Jimenez. They've got really good players there, as well as the other players who are already there. The Wolverhampton, the non-Mendes players.
The Wolves players.
They've done very well in their business, and they've also got a very, very talented manager.
Yes, they have. All right, and we're gonna just give you a minute, right? We're just gonna give you a minute. Yeah, we're just gonna give you a minute. Again, if you got any questions or insights, just send us a message now. Just do it now.
Yeah, if you got any questions,
tweet us, do something, whatever. We're gonna move on now to another topic which has just come out today. In a very controversial, it's the most controversial thing that I've seen happen over this summer, the transfers and all the news that have come out, and it is that of one Mesut Ozil hanging up his international boots.
Mesut Ozil has decided to retire from international football.
For a reason
which we would have been sad about regardless, because we're big fans of Mesut Ozil.
What he's achieved with
92 caps,
World Cup winning.
Part of the famed Das reboot.
Yeah, a fascinating playmaker who skill and play he plays like no other person, and he does it in a way that it just goes under the radar and you can't pick him out. But statistically, he just gets it done.
Mesut Ozil is going to be a player who will not be fully appreciated until about 10 years after he's retired.
He's one of those players who's got a very languid, lucid style of play, and his body language and just like the passing ability, the playmaking aspects are just out of this world. What he's brought, and he's a prodigy.
Yeah,
he's a football prodigy, and rightly or wrongly, there's two elements of this. The one is, well, when Germany are playing well, then it's a case of excellent, you're doing wonderful.
Yeah.
As soon as they play badly or get a lose, they get onto him.
Right.
What's the actual comment? Because I don't want to.
The comment from Mesut Ozil. He was photographed before the World Cup with the Turkish president or prime minister.
Yeah.
Holding up an Ozil 10. Yeah. Shirt. This was not taken very well in Germany. I think that's a fair point to say. Now, we're not making any statement on the political nature of Turkey. That's by the by for what I'm about to say. That's by the by.
Have a look at Mesut Ozil's tweet to read his statement.
Yeah, read his
statement. It's very heartfelt, raw.
He basically said that him and Gundogan were asked to make statements regarding why they went and met him, which they did. And then it was said, right, we'll move on, and it's forgotten. That wasn't necessarily followed through as well, especially after Germany's showing at the World Cup. It was then brought back, and Ozil was saying, basically, why is this coming up again? I've made my statement. We agreed to move on with it.
Mm.
Why is this being brought back up? And then they were saying, well, you need to clarify the statement again. And he basically just said, well, no, I've done that. The problem is Mesut Ozil then said that basically he felt like he was being racially discriminated by the German FA, and his quote was, "When we win, I'm German, and when we lose, I'm an immigrant."
This is a powerful thing to say in the modern era, especially when you consider what the examples Mesut Ozil brought up himself about other members of the German squad of saying they're German Polish, and that seems to be okay.
Yeah, Podolski is fine.
Miroslav Klose
is fine. They're German Polish. That's fine.
So it's a very contentious
when you're German
issue.
Turkish, apparently it's not okay.
And there's a whole heap of other factors which you guys need to have a look into and to decide for yourself, because it's such a powerful way to bow out of international football, and with an absolute
horrible way.
It's really fascinating to see.
It's look. I mean, let us know what your thoughts are. Let us know what your thoughts are. My main issue with this, my biggest issue with the whole situation, is the fact that the DFB, the German FA, have heard a statement from someone who helped win the World Cup with them, that he felt racially discriminated by them.
Yep.
And they have decided to come out and just deny the comments, deny them, and say, well, that's not the case. No, it's because he stated an opinion. He stated how he felt. You can't don't come out and say, well, that's not right.
That's rubbish. Yeah,
don't come out and say that's not right. What you should be coming out with is saying, we apologize that that's how he felt, and we will move forward, and we will try and address his where he feels that we were wrong, who he feels he was wronged by. We will try and push forward and make this better. And everyone will know what I mean. But when you are Germany, this is something you need to be sensitive to. The modern climate in Germany is worrying. It is concerning. Mesut Ozil's agent has actually come out just before we went live. And I just want to read a comment, because Uli Hoeneß, the Bayern Munich president, has made one of the most ridiculous, inflammatory things I've ever heard. And he said that, well, Mesut Ozil has been bleep for years. That nothing to do with football.
With emotion.
It's nothing to do with football. One, why are you sticking your nose in? Two, what his statement is nothing to do with football. He's not retiring because he was told he wasn't good enough. He's retiring because he feels that he was racially abused by the FA of the country.
Now, this will take hold for the rest of this week, and it will get bigger. The fact is, they haven't backed down, and that is dangerous.
No, not fully.
That is so dangerous.
They need to back down immediately.
Which they haven't. And because of that, trust that this will kick in and go on for like a good few weeks now, because it is such a vitally important thing. They need to they need to deal with it, and they need to deal with it correctly. But they're not, and that's the dangerous thing.
Yeah.
It's so dangerous. So there is that aspect of what to do.
There's the problem that you have with this as well. His agent, right, let me just read you what his agent says. The comments of Mr. Hoeneß missed the point completely, as they have absolutely nothing to do with football. He's trying to divert attention away from the real issue, the issue of racism and discrimination in Germany, which is resurging once again within everyday German society. That's true. It's happening. It's a worrying place at the minute. Again, it really is a worrying place, Germany.
So if you just tapped in, we're just continuing talking about the Mesut Ozil situation, about retiring from international football, and the reason why, as well as like the statement which has just come out, because this is going to roll on for a little while.
It's going to be a while. Look, he's gone on. His agent's gone on to say, as Mesut said in his statement, he accepts reasonable and fair criticism of his football and deals with that as part of his job. However, Mr. Hoeneß cannot even provide actual evidence to back up his foolish statements that are clearly exaggerated. In this case, the stats are clear. 23 goals and 40 assists, which is a German record. 5-time German Player of the Year, 3 of which have come after 2014, which is when Hoeneß said Ozil has not been good for. He claims Meza has been a ghost since 2014.
He's called the ghost.
Yeah, but what ghost wins all these awards and has this much success? Meza even created more chances in the 2018 World Cup per 90 minutes than any other player, but of course he singles him out for criticism. Would he single out someone who was German-Polish?
No, this is a huge issue. When people actually tap into the significance of what is happening there, then they have to back down.
Yes.
They have to back down and organise a full statement of apology because of this happening. I can see a light at the end of this tunnel, though. I see one positive. What? It's very selfish because I'm an Arsenal fan. He will focus more on Arsenal.
Yeah, well, it's a fair...
On the flip side to all this hatred and abuse, which Meza is felt, especially over a hell of a lot of questions. But hey, everyone needs a scapegoat, don't they?
Yeah.
So
they need a scapegoat.
And Meza is always going to be one because of the style of how he plays.
Yeah. Should we ram this podcast up with a bit of Good News Corner?
We will. Yeah. This is like the second part because of the thing I know. Don't even worry. Don't worry.
Let's finish it with Good News Corner.
I need some good news. What have you got?
Chelsea. We're back full circle. We started with Chelsea. We'll end with Chelsea.
Well, it's like Pulp Fiction, isn't it?
Yeah. We will end with Chelsea. We will end with 4-year-old Hudson McCarthy, who is a young Australian Chelsea fan, who sent a message out on social media. He's 4 years old. He sent a message out asking the Chelsea players, asking the Chelsea team, would they like to come around his house while they're in Australia?
Because they're in Australia.
Yeah, they're in Australia for their pre-season.
Fancy a nice barbecue for you.
While you're here, do you want to come around my house and we'll have a barbecue together?
Oh, that's lovely.
Yeah. And David Luiz saw this and said, yeah, I'll be around, and turned up. And not only did he turn up, he also brought Timo Bakayoko and Ethan Ampadu with him. And they went round and they ate a barbecue with this young lad and his mum and his family, and they played football with him. They danced with him. It was lovely. It was lovely to see. So that's my little bit of good news. I thought after the Özil and the DFB horrible story and horrible situation, I thought we'd lift things up to end with.
That's a lovely bit of good news.
That's good news. So yeah, we're going to leave you with that little bit of good news.
Again, here's a little pause, so you can just like leave us a little something.
Leave us a little comment.
Not on there. Not you.
Not you. Yeah.
Yeah. So
if you're on Anchor, send us a voice message. Just try it. Send us a voice. We get loads of them.
What happens?
And we'd like you to be the next one. You individual listening to this, just click that button. You will then be able to send us a voice message, and we will.
Just give it a go. You don't have to lose.
And if you're not listening,
even if you screw it up, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Just try it.
Send us, if you screw it up and you send it by mistake, then it doesn't matter. Send us another one and try again.
Won't even matter. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's been, it has to be said, if you're not listening on Anchor, then please just go to our Twitter.
Yeah, do that.
FIFA Ramble.
Or like iTunes.
And I'm going to end on a little bit of a shout out, if I may.
No, you're not you.
I am.
For a viewer.
For someone who's a listener who likes the show, and I said I would. Joshua Champness.
Yeah.
Many thanks for listening to the podcast, my friends.
We've taken it on board. We're going to give you those details.
Many thanks very much. It's very nice of you to listen.
We're going to take you on a little journey.
We're going to bring you on a ramble journey.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for listening.
Right, thanks everyone. Obviously on iTunes, FIFA Ramble, everything else on FIFA Ramble.
Just search the FIFA Ramble anywhere you get your podcasts. On YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, the lot.
If not, hey, thanks for listening to us today.
Yeah. Nearly got out. Thanks for listening to us.
Appreciate it.
We'll see you soon.
Bye.
So there. We can leave that on for a bit. What you can do is just set it up as 2 sections. So it doesn't have to be, so it will just immediately blend into the next one. So it doesn't have to be 2 separate podcasts.
Say blend.
No, cut it.
Blend. Blend.